don't talk. It is forbidden for players to communicate with each other. You are allowed to stand, sit, or walk around the room as long as you do not talk or interfere with your opponent or with other games. This helps create a quiet environment, allowing players to concentrate. This is only level 1 of weirdness. Vertical castling, en passant, and El Vaticano are coming if you watch till the end. Vertical castling under promotion. If your opponent checkmates you this way, don't be ridiculous. This rule allowed vertical castling if a pawn was under-promoted to a rook, and of course, if the king hasn't moved since the beginning. It was common in ancient days of chess, but later it created a loophole that ultimately led to its removal from chess rules. Don't worry, the rule was removed and your opponent won't humiliate you that way. Claim a win if you made an illegal move. Generally, if you make an illegal move, your opponent would have a chance to stop, and the arbiter will give you one last warning. The game will continue. However, if you keep making illegal moves and make an illegal move for the second time, your opponent would have a chance to claim victory. However, if you made an illegal move while your king is in check, and your opponent didn't notice that and played another piece without paying attention to your illegal move, you can claim a win. It's strange that I am the one who made the illegal move. How could it be? This situation occurred in the World Blitz Chess Championship, 2017, when Magnus Carlsen lost to Ernesto. Ernesto made an illegal move, knight to e3, while his king was in check, and unfortunately, Magnus responded with king to d3. After that, Ernesto claimed victory. Board setup. If your game started and the pieces on the board were placed incorrectly, the game just continues. Limited movement of the queen. The modern queen in chess is a powerful piece that can move almost everywhere, making it perfect in attacking and defending scenarios. However, this queen was significantly weaker under early chess rules, restricting her movement to just one square at a time in every direction, like the king. Imagine how slow chess would be. One hand rule. You have to make a move and press the clock using the same hand. This rule applies when you castle, promote a pawn, or capture. En passant. En passant is a special pawn capture in chess. It occurs when a pawn moves 2 squares forward from its starting position, landing beside an opponent's pawn, allowing the opponent to capture it as if it moved 1 square. Touch. If you touch a piece intentionally or accidentally, you have to make a move with that piece. It's a rule that forces you to play with the piece you touched first. Failing to obey results in a loss. This also applies to your opponent's piece. If you touch it, you have to capture that piece as long as capturing it is legal. This rule is frustrating. Rule. If you want to castle and touch your rook first, you are doomed. The touch rule doesn't allow you to make a king move by touching the rook. So you have to move the king first and then the rook in order to castle. Handshake. The handshake rule states that all chess games must start and end with a handshake. If you refuse to do so, you automatically lose the game. Conversion. Before the game begins, each player writes down a column letter, A through H, which they do not reveal until necessary. If an opponent's pawn promotes on the file you've chosen, the promoted piece becomes your color, not the opponent's. Luck matters. Dress code. It is forbidden to wear shorts or shirts that may show cleavage, as it can distract the men. Some women have used this as part of their strategy to win. Claim a draw if you are low on time. If you are behind in material, but there is no way your opponent can checkmate you, you can claim a draw. Your opponent might try to win on time, but you can call the arbiter and claim the draw. This rule applies only if you have less than 5 minutes left. For example, now in this position, black has a bishop and a pawn. Despite black material advantage, this is just a draw if it played correctly. And let's say you are playing white with only 1 minute left. While your opponent has 5 minutes, your opponent might make nonsense moves expecting to win on time. In this case, you can call the arbiter and claim the draw. Forget all of this when you play on chess.com. 50-move rule. The 50-move rule in chess states that a game can be declared a draw if no pawn has moved, and no capture has occurred in 50 moves. 75-move rule. The 75-move rule states that if no pawn moves or captures occur in 75 consecutive moves, draw automatically declared. This rule is different from the last one, in that after 75 moves have been made by each player without a pawn move or a capture, the game is automatically declared a draw, regardless of whether either player claims it. BattleNet rigmarole. Before the game begins, each player names a Pokemon, a drug, or a philosopher, and the other player must guess which category it is from. Now, if you correctly guess your opponent's phrase, you may replace one of their pieces with a pistachio, which can only move 1 space backward at a time. If you guess incorrectly, you must play the entire game without pants or underwear. White to move. In chess, white always starts the game. This is not because chess is racist, but because long ago, black was considered lucky. This means that if you play as black, luck is on your side, and you somehow have a slightly better chance of winning. For that reason, they decided to make white move first to compensate for the unluckiness of white. Often. Often means bishop. The ancient bishop moves diagonally, only to squares, but can attack through pieces and has the ability to jump like a knight. Alternative winning condition. Up until the 1300s, players could win not only by checkmate, but also by capturing the opponent's every piece, excluding the king. According to this position would be mate in 2. I mean, you can play this check, and at the time you captured the rook, you have already captured all of black's pieces. This is still a question for me. Please, those who know the answer can tell me in the comments section. Guard. Guardi means check in chess, and you have to say it whenever you give a check. This is also an ancient chess rule, and now it's not necessary to do so. Il Vaticano. Finally, the time you've all been waiting for. This is a special rule that allows you to capture 2 pawns when they are lined up like this. However, this rule is not applied since the game is chess, not checkers, and it's most common in casual games but is a rare event. And it's a popular meme in Reddit. As you can see, this channel is quite small, and your subscription is noticeable enough to make someone happy. Please make me happy.